Green Beanie, the gnarliest cooking vlog around. As we know, it's late November, and that's a very exciting time of year because that's when snowboarding season starts. Very exciting time of year, but you know what's almost equally exciting is Cioppino, which is a very awesome San Francisco Italian, I don't know either one, seafood stew. So now you want to heat up the stove. Oh wait, I need to intro all the ingredients that we're using. Let me do that first. So what you will need is you will need some very awesome seafood. Here we have pieces of salmon, and we've also got some tinned crab. I know it's kind of low, but tinned crab and clams are trying to. TGB is also easy and economical as well as healthy, gnarly, and made like a boss. But if you are so inclined, you may use real crab too and real oysters that are not from a tin, but this is good enough for now. And you need onion, plenty of garlic, oregano, red chili pepper flakes, red wine. Don't worry, all the alcohol is going to be cooked out when you like cook it in there, so don't worry. Tomatoes, we have like either one big can of tomatoes or two that are like this, and tomato paste, and some vegetables. I recommend fennel because fennel goes nicely with fish. And oh yeah, this is fish stock, which is gotten from like boiling fish, but I realized that not everyone has fish stock. You can use chicken stock as well, or I did it with water once and just added lots of salt, added salt of taste. I mean, that worked. And basil to make it look really boss at the end. Salt, pepper, all that good stuff. So now it's time to turn on the stove to about medium or so. We are going to caramelize the onions, garlic, and we're going to put in oregano and a few chili pepper flakes if you want. So first we're just going to use coconut oil because coconut oil is awesome. You can use like other stuff. And we're going to let the stove heat up because when we put the onion in, the stove's got to be hot enough. Pretty much like every dish we use onions on in the Green Beanie, so it makes a nice satisfying sizzly sound. And while you're ready, cut up the onion like a boss. You got to cut it up like a boss, not those huge chunks. You don't want huge chunks in your fish stew. You just want like small chunks, like so. And now that the stove has heated up to the right temperature, we're going to put in the onions and start crushing up a few cloves of garlic. Quite a few, maybe like, I don't know, about this much, which is like a lot, but I like garlic. If you don't like garlic as much, you don't have to put it as much, but we like to put a lot here on the Green Beanie. So now we have our garlic, we can crush it and chop it up like a boss. Like this. And put that in. And you want to get some salt and pepper as well. This is just pepper, I'll get this later. And oregano, however you wish to say it. And some chili flakes, not too much unless you want to put more, but I'm just going to put a little for now, maybe add some more later. You can take them out, but you can always add more. And you're mixing the jigger and mix it around until the onions are like sort of cooked, about 5 minutes or so. Just kind of mixing every now and then. And in the meantime, I'm sure we can find something to do, like cut up vegetables or something. One thing I forgot is we're going to put the fennel in now because fennel takes some time. So we're going to cut that up into smallish pieces, kind of like the onion. Just going to cut it like this. By the way, if the fennel had like kind of stems, then don't add them because they're not any good. And mix it around again. So now we have a few more things to add. We're going to add some tomato paste, about half of this can tin-a-bobber. Start with that. Add that, and then get your spoon-a-bobber and mix it around. So now it is time to add the wine. Remember, all the alcohol is cooked out, so don't worry, we can still deal with this stuff here. Now I'm going to open it. Without pushing it off, I count 1 cup. And mix it around. So you're going to keep the stove on medium highish, or at least enough so that's not burning, but it's like bubbling nicely. And you're going to sort of let it bubble a bit more for like 5 minutes or so, mixing it occasionally so it doesn't like stick and burn and become a huge failure. So yeah, 5 minutes or so and boiling the stuff away. So now we are going to add a few more things. We're going to add these 2 tins of tomatoes, but first we're going to open them with a can opener. And we're also going to be adding fish broth, and we're going to open up this tin of clams and crabs, and we're going to add the juices because they have like lots of flavors. So we're going to add a few ladlefuls of this. Again, you could just add some and like let it boil away, and then just add more as you go along because you can add more, but you can't take any out. Turn it on to like maybe just a bit below medium. And then I'm going to open these and add the liquids.
Whee!
And these will be added later, so don't worry, we're not like wasting a bunch of stuff just to get the liquids. So now we're going to let this boil for about half an hour or so on medium low-ish. So you continue to do this. You have half an hour to kill now. In the meantime, you could prep for the upcoming snowboarding season, or you could do other stuff like, I don't know, other stuff. I used to be way more creative with time killing, but then I ran out.
Pistachios, woo!
So now we are about 20 minutes into our half an hour. We're going to add the crab and the oysters, clams, yeah, that stuff, clams, to the mix. Make sure you add all of it. Good. And it should be kind of bubbling, not like really, really bubbling, but just sort of bubbling. And it's going to continue on like this for another 10 minutes or so before we add our seafood. So now we are just going to add the last few things, which will take 10 to 15 minutes. These zucchinis we're going to add first. Just cut them to smallest pieces like this, and then we're going to cut them lengthwise again. And then we are going to add them like a boss. Should look like this. If it's like brown or purple or green, you've done something wrong. Mix it around, and then you want to have about a pound or so of uncooked fish, and in pieces ideally. So here we have some salmon, and we are going to add that. So add the seafood, boss. Fish does not take that long to cook. It's going to be about another, well, basically depending on how hot the stove is and how much it's boiling and stuff, it can take 10 to 15 minutes. You sort of know it's done when the fish starts to flake, so don't be like, oh, 10 minutes is done, and then serve it raw. Because sometimes that happens. It doesn't cook all the way through. So you make sure it's cooked all the way through, but you need to check on it frequently because overcooked seafood is the sign of a total noob. And finally, we're going to add the final ingredient, which is very important, basil. Fresh basil, ideally. And we're going to add quite a few leaves of that, but you want to leave a few leaves because then we're going to put them on top like a boss to make this look ultra mega boss. It should add some very nice flavor, and then you serve it, but make sure that you make it look really good. Boss, we have some sashimi jumbo scallops we're going to put on top just because we have them. That's going to be really gnarly, and salt and pepper, and then take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. And that was another Green Beanie episode just passed for you. If you subscribe to the Green Beanie, you can get a new recipe every week. Every single recipe, every single one is healthy, gnarly, and made like a boss. And that means it's like healthy, so it's good for you. It's gnarly, it's made like a boss. It's good food, which happens to be healthy. My new catchphrase. And check out my other channel where I do other things. As you know, it is late November, which means snowboarding videos, but I have a ton from last season too, and a few from the summer. I posted one where I went like zorbing and stuff, which by the way is like hamster balling. It's pretty cool, you should watch the video. And that's pretty much it, so don't forget to subscribe if you like food. I know you like food, and stick around and bye for now.